Okay, today I'm going to show you how to put the end cap on your rain stick and how to put the pins around your rain stick so that it can hit the rice and the corn or the seeds, whatever you put in there, can hit the pins and get the most sound out of that. So first, everyone's going to get this green cardstock, and we're going to trace two things. The first thing is the inside roll of our masking tape. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that circle out. And the next thing that I'm going to be tracing is my tube. Now everybody's tube is a little bit different, so that's why we want to trace the tube that we actually have. So I'm just going to put that, kind of eyeball it for the middle. It's going to look like a green egg when I'm done. And I trace around that. Okay? Now I'm going to cut spokes into the green wheel. I'm going to stop when I get to that circle that was my tube circle. I'm going to keep them about a finger length apart. And this is going to allow us to fold this circle around the end without getting too many wrinkles. Okay? All the way around. I'm just going to give myself a little help by folding up my little spokes before I get to this next part. Okay, now I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to put some glue on my spokes. I don't need a whole lot, just a couple little squiggles on each spoke. And I'm going to take my tube now, and I'll be putting that back on its circle. And then I'm going to fold these spokes down like this, and they'll kind of overlap one another. And I want to hold that in place. And this is the part where you're going to want to ask your friend to give you a hand, or you can get your tape set ahead of time if that works better for you too. I have a strip about the length from my wrist to my elbow, and I'm going to wrap this around my green spokes. I want to pull kind of tight because I really wanted to hold those green spokes in place. I'm going to go around once over my green, and then the second time around I'm going to kind of manipulate the tape and have it go halfway on my first row and halfway on my cardboard, and that's going to help secure that to the end of my roll. If I give it a good twist here, I'll know that it's nice and snug. Okay, and that's going to prevent the seeds from coming out the end of this. Now before I cover this side, I have a couple more things to do. I need to put my pins in, and once all my pins in, then I can fill it, and I'll do the same step to cover this open end. So for the pins, you'll notice that on your cardboard there's actually this spiral fold that goes all the way down the length of your tube. See that? We're going to be using that spiral as our guide for where we're going to be putting our pins. Now the pins are pretty sharp. They're dressmaker pins, so you want to be careful when you use them. And I'm just going to start at the top here. I'm going to press that in along the spiral, and I'll keep them about a finger length apart. Finger width apart, I should say. Okay. And I just keep going down my spiral, pushing them in. Now I'm going to keep the same process going all the way down this spiral here until I get to the other end of my tube, and then I can stop. Once I have all my pins in, I'll be ready to put my seeds or rice or whatever I decide to have for the inside at the next step.